The opinions, viewpoints, and beliefs presented on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the management, the affiliates and broadcast partners, or the sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Scarefest Radio. The original broadcast date, September 7th. September 7th, 2018. That is like 7 days before the 14th, which is when it officially opens. I gotta be there on the 13th. We're less than a week away! Sorry, I lost a little bit there. Anyway, tonight what we're doing, I have Chris Sutton on the line with me. He will be my co-host for the evening. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be shameless corporate whores tonight. Shameless corporate whores to push everything about Scarefest. Is going to shove it down your throat, up Uranus, the planet, not, you know. You know what I'm saying, everybody. What it is. Okay, we got a lot of stuff to go over.
Especially us. We're going to shove us down.
So, let's see. Let me see if I. Oh, okay. I do have, as we like to start every episode, we do have our Layla story for the week. Everybody, now you may have seen it on Facebook. You may have seen it. Yeah, you may have seen it on Facebook this week. I went to bed one night at 9 o'clock, like a normal human being. About 10 or 11 o'clock, my phone beeps. Screw it. Throughout the night, I went to sleep. I had no idea this was going on. Layla had two questions for me. They were not, okay, now I didn't mean to indicate, because they were panicky. The questions came across as absolutely panicky. They were so freaking minor of questions. One was about a Facebook post, and I don't remember what the other one was. It was about a graphic. I think. Now, think about this, everybody. Every 2 hours from 11 p.m. until I woke up at 6:30 a.m., my phone was chirping with Layla asking me over and over and over, where are these things? And so that was my horror story for Layla of the week. That apparently, Chris, if you didn't know, if you work for the Scarefest, you are not allowed to sleep.
No sleep till Scarefest.
And they have that. Now, last year I burned the midnight oil with them some because I just, for whatever reason, it seemed like I had a lot of tedious web work to do. But this year I've been able. Well, that too. But this year I've actually been able to keep up with it as we go. And so this year, every night at bedtime, I can go to bed and I can sleep just fine. Meanwhile, they're up furiously shooting me emails about food trucks and banners and parties and little niggly things on the graphics. And but anyway, so that's what we're going to be doing tonight. Yes, everybody. Now, okay. Just a teaser, in about 8 minutes, we're going to give you a guest announcement. Yes, everybody, this is a good guest announcement. This is teetering on great guest announcement. So, your patience will be rewarded. Just so you know. Chris, would you agree with me that tonight's guest announcement, as far as the horror genre goes, is pretty friggin' top-notch?
I gotta go along with you there, Wes. It is top-notch stuff. You guys are gonna freak out when you see this. You're gonna love it. This is a primo personage in this genre.
I don't think they would have freaked out if we'd announced him 2 months ago, but for a last minute announcement, this one freaking rocks. I mean,
it's just pretty damn good. That's right.
So
good.
now, okay, and Layla gave me a list, everybody, of things that I am told I must go over tonight. So that's one of the things we're going to be doing, and we are trying to watch. We have between us. Let's see, I'm going to be watching 2 chat rooms. I'm going to be watching the live feed on Scarefest. Anita will be watching the chat room at the website. So if you have any questions about the convention, feel free to ask them. And we'll try to get that fit in. Now, first and most important announcement tonight is kind of a sales announcement. Platinum tickets are coming off the sale thing on the website, thescarefest.com. Go to thescarefest.com, click buy, click passes. Midnight. Your deadline is midnight. That is and we we caught grief because we announced we still had passes left, and everybody goes, "Oh my God, sales are down." We had like half a dozen passes left, everybody. We bought as many as we did last year. They sold out the last minute last year. Guess what? They're going to sell out at the last minute this year. That's the way things go. But anyway, platinum passes, they're taking them down at midnight. They figure they can shuffle. If you don't buy the hotel rooms, which that's what it is, they can shuffle some celebrities around since they got to pay for them anyway. So, there. See, it's up to you now. But it is a good deal. If you just, unless you just luck up like, I don't know, I guess a hotel could do one of those last minute Trivago things. Which one is it that advertises, Chris, that they do call them the day of and you might get a hell of a deal?
I think it's Trivago. They always say they're like the best in hotels and reservations, all that kind of shit. But
no. It's the one with Shatner. It's the one with William Shatner. Priceline? Is it Priceline?
Yeah,
Priceline! Okay, so I'm not going to guarantee you're going to kick Priceline's ass. Because God forbid, if they have a room left Saturday night, you might. But as far as just going on the normal booking sites, the Scarefest block is already taken down to get the discount. So this is the only way you're going to get the discount. Plus,
right.
you get
You got till midnight, you turn into a pumpkin. No Scarefest pass.
And you get line skips, you get your choice of the T-shirts, and everybody, I think they're going to be screwed. You know what they're going to be screwed on, Chris? T-shirts. Everybody loves that new T-shirt design.
It's great. Mm-hmm.
And I'm betting you that all of the VIPs want that new T-shirt design, and that's who gets them first. Everybody, they screwed up and sold a few, but before they realized the way things were tilting. So the regular T-shirts, which are still great, lovely T-shirts, the zombie design, will be on sale at the Scarefest for the general public. But for the VIP Platinum Gold Pass members, I don't know that all of them are going to take the Sugar Skull design. But I'm going to tell you, if you want one of those, you better have a gold or platinum pass to go with it.
That's right. No Sugar Skull for you.
Now, question from the chat room. We'll go ahead and hit it. We should have had that updated. I might have missed updating a banner. But this week we found out that Galen Ross, isn't that her last name? Galen Ross cannot be there except Sunday. She didn't want to miss the convention, so instead of canceling the whole weekend, she's still coming in for a Sunday. Yes, that did in fact mess up the photo op that we had scheduled Saturday, of course. We've moved it to Sunday. I don't think we've got the time announced yet, but the Dawn of the Dead photo op has been moved to Sunday. Time to be announced whenever we get around to it.
Hey Wes, we have a question here in the chat room on Facebook, and Lay wants to know if the launch party Thursday night, are children allowed at the launch party?
Okay, now because of where we're having it and the type party it is, yes, it is. It is not a bar. In other words, this is a private. It's a party. So yes, you may bring your youngsters. No, they will not be allowed to drink. 21 to drink will be strictly enforced and policed. And but yes, because of the venue that we're having it, we have advertised that it is open to all ages, so you can bring the family, and honestly, probably more kids than there will be adults, because there's too many people like me, Chris. You kids in that rock music, kids in that rock music. But anyway,
so I'll listen to rock music, funk music. I'm not, also that's what punk bands. So it's still probably pretty fun.
I like a good punk band. I will say it. I like a good punk band. I do not know these bands. I am not going to pass judgment, everybody. I'm just going to say I'm withholding judgment until I hear the bands, and then I'll still keep my mouth shut whether I like it or I'll say they're the best thing since sliced bread. Another question. Okay, launch party. Location, no, as advertised. It is actually at the convention center, the pre-function area, we call it, the main stage. We, due to, we'll call it booking irregularities, we that's what we're calling it, Chris. F-U, we're calling it that. Okay.
Expletive deleted. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Expletive deleted. We are, but it will be at the convention center in the pre-function area. For one thing, we don't need we needed a stage, and there's not that many places with a stage. The one place that had a really good stage, big enough for a band, that we would have normally got, already had something going on. There, I said it. So we had to, but it will be at the convention center. They're saying full bar and drink specials brought to us by our sponsors. But okay, another I'm seeing over here. VIP. What about? Okay, now the VIP party is. I might have to go to the website for this. I forget the name of the actual venue. It's in the same building, everybody. It's in the same building. It is the. Let's see here. Okay, let's minimize Chris Sutton here. Let's go to the website. You click Scarefest Expo schedule. You click the VIP party, and the VIP party shows you that it is at 903 Manchester Street, which is called, what's it called here? Well, I didn't get the actual venue up.
Maybe that's what it's called. 903 Manchester Street.
Distillery Square. Distillery Square. I'm sorry, I missed the logo. It's in the same building, essentially, as it was last year. It's a different part of that big-ass building. It's actually a bigger venue. It actually will hold more people. If you look at the pictures of it, though, Krishna, that was a weird thing about it. When I saw the pictures of it, I said, oh, no, what are they doing? What are they doing? But what it is, all the pictures, the bar apparently sits like in the middle of it. So any picture you take, the bar blanks out half the room. If you stand on one side of the bar, you can't see one half the room. If you stand on, so it's anyway. So that's the story on that, everybody. VIP.
Shit, I'll be confused all night.
Well, you'll hop a shuttle. We're getting ready to do the announcements. Nina's pointing her finger at me, doing this, and she didn't wear a watch. But, okay, so that we've answered some questions there. VIP and Golds, by the way, do get in free to the launch party. That was the only other thing I wanted to throw in there. Everybody, our first, I'm going to go ahead and do it. We'll go to commercial afterwards. We want to get these announcements out there so that everybody can just salivate. Jeffrey Combs. Now, if you do not remember Mr. Combs, he was in a little series, a little franchise of movies called the Reanimator series. He was in Reanimator. How many was there? Reanimator 1, Reanimator 2, Bride of Reanimator, and I'm not entirely sure there wasn't another one. Now, if you're not a hardcore horror fan, and you like something a little bit lighter, he was in The Frighteners. Oh boy, we made Jake Godbold cuss in the chat room, so we know we did it right.
He cusses all the time. Jake cusses when he enters the chat room. He cusses when he leaves.
This was all caps in excitement.
Ooh.
So
Jake.
any time you can get a rise out of him, we got something going on. So yeah, he's in there just raising 10 kinds of hell. If we can keep Jake Godbold happy, we've got a good year. There, I said it, everybody. That's what we're going to base it on, is how happy Jake Godbold is. So anyway, that's our main announcement. And he's been in all kinds of stuff. I'm not even going to. That's the ones you're worried about. The Reanimator and the Frighteners. And incidentally, they are going to try. I'm not, if they can't get it in, I'm not going to say it. They're trying to add an extra photo op. But I'm not gonna blow that just because I'll announce it and then everybody will get pissed off because they couldn't fit it in.
Blame you.
Yep, it will. It's happened before. Now, our other announcement is, now this one you may not be as familiar with, Jessica Page York. Now she's actually a Lexington area actress. She's done a little bit of stuff, but the main thing is our good friend Chris Maggard. Now, if you're in the paranormal field, and if you go to paranormal conventions, you know Chris Maggard, but he does a lot of documentary work for a lot of the paranormal teams. Well, he's also been doing some feature film work, and on top of the documentary work that he does, he did Rosalie, and they're going to be coming to promote that movie. It releases, I think, in November. We won't have a screening of it, but I want to say the release date's November. But Chris does great work. He's a hell of a guy, and they've got a booth set up. It'll be him, Jessica Page York, who also has been working. A lot of her stuff is, she's apparently a pretty good actress. There's a lot of her stuff has not been released yet, but once she put herself on the open market, her IMDb page is already 5 or 6 movies. They're just fresh. Ghost in the Family, forget the other one, the Rain. But anyway, Jessica Page York is coming. Beautiful lady. I'm looking forward to meeting her in person, just because there's just so little talent pool in this area. Me and who else, Chris? It's just like the talent pool of this area.
I know, man. It's just pretty slim. So that's you never know. There's so and so. But and one dude moved to Mississippi, so I don't know. I think you might be at the top of the heap now.
Who moved to Mississippi?
It wasn't Joe, it was the other guy.
The moderator. Okay. Yeah, we tried to get Joe to move, but he said, "Screw you." Okay.
We had them on earlier in the year.
We didn't do a commercial break. We're late.
Okay.
Do you feel lost in life? Do you seem to be stuck in emotions that are not yours? Is your home not the sanctuary it should be? Contact Spirit Mechanics, where they take a team approach to your metaphysical and spiritual problems. Spirit Mechanics specializes in aura cleansing, stone attunement, attachment removal, and house cleansings. Spirit Mechanics tailors their approach to your individual spiritual path and needs. Find them every month at Lexington, Kentucky's Mystical Fair, mysticalfairlex.com, or on Facebook by searching Spirit Mechanics, that's MECHANIX. Spirit Mechanics, for your spiritual health and well-being. And welcome back to Scarefest Radio. Okay, I've got to catch up on a couple questions from the Facebook chat that I missed. The shuttle to take you to the VIP party from the Hyatt Regency Hotel will be in the little circular thing out in front, the little driveway. The front of the building. Yeah, it's, not the convention center front of the building, the Hyatt Regency Rep Arena front of the building. But the little, what do they call them damn things? The little U-shaped thing there, Chris, where you drop and lift and get passengers.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sure it has a word. Carol, are you in the chat room? I'll bet Carol will Google that and have me an answer in 10 seconds. But anyway, Yeah, that's where it is. And we tend to meet over towards the left, facing the building, right as you exit the building, next to the little window.
Wes always remembers how to get on the shuttle, to go to the place, getting back on to come back home. He always has trouble with it.
There's always, oddly, Chris, there is always someone standing around willing to get me on a shuttle.
Yep, they do. They look at it.
Thank you, Jake Godbold, the entrance. He calls it the entrance. Thank you, Jake Godbold. You.
As good as anything else, Jake.
It's better than what I had, Jake. I'll give it to you. It's better than what I called it. Anyway, so there's an answer for the for the chat room. I need to go through these questions. Do you realize we're 15 minutes into the show and I've only gotten like 2 of my 10-point list here covered? Other than the announcements.
Okay.
Yeah, I can run long. This is okay. Yeah. We got shuttles. Let's see if I see anything else. I don't see any more questions from the chat room at this moment. If Facebook would automatically scroll, that would be very helpful. Somebody tell what's his face to put that in. Now I've got a graphic for this, but I'm not gonna worry about loading it. We did today. Not much fanfare because I don't know why, but the Ghost Brothers Ultimate Fan Pack is now on sale. Portico, the word we're looking for is portico. I do believe that might be right. I said half moon thing. That doesn't count in the chat room.
I'll say driveway, but okay, yeah. Entryway. Now so dry. I was going to sleep tonight now to be thinking about this.
Anyway, the Ghost Brothers. Now, we've got the fan pack and the Ultimate Fan Pack. Now, the fan pack, you get an 8x10 autograph photo. I think they got a couple there you get to choose from. You do get to take a selfie with them. Comes with a line skip for them. So you can, in other words, this isn't just a random willy-nilly line skip. This is a targeted line skip.
It's a great line skip.
And now here's one where I might argue a little bit about what we name these things, okay? The Ultimate Fan Pack, you also get a T-shirt. Now, I'm just going to throw it out there that I don't think that adding a T-shirt makes you the ultimate fan over not getting a T-shirt. What do you think, Chris?
That's a tough one. I mean, the T-shirt kind of, is it a graphic tee? I mean, what kind of quality T-shirt are we talking about?
It's got their pictures on it. It's a T-shirt.
Okay, now, so we're not talking about something you pick off at Walmart. We're talking about.
Well, no, it's not a pocket tee. It's not it's not a pocket tee V-neck that.
A pack of smokes in it or anything like that. No, it's just got actual pictures of them on. Well, yeah, shit, man, that's pretty good stuff.
Now, to me, if you're going to call it, I'm sorry,
for the Ghost Brothers,
if they're going to call it
Ultimate Fan Pack.
If you're going to call it Ultimate, I think you should have dinner with them. That's what I mean. I would just call it the Fan Pack Plus. I'm sorry, that's me. That's me. But I'm not in that department.
You have high standards, though. I mean, not all of us do.
Interesting thing about going to the cons. Now, of course, we also got the Fast Pass for Tobin Bell. We'll be talking about that. What was I watching the other night? And they brought up the term Fast Pass, and I knew what it was, Chris. If I did not work for the Scarefest, I would have no idea what they were talking about. They said Fast Pass, and it was a line skip, and I said, I know what that means. I know what that means. So, that's actually
you've probably never driven on a tollway before, so you have those things for tollways around Chicago or big cities and things like that.
There you go. But it was to jump to the front of the line.
Just go right around.
What time can VIP pick up their tickets on Thursday and where? Now, that's a tricky one because I don't know the map that well. Thursday, the ticket office is opening at, it says on the schedule on the website. Somebody pull up the scarefest.com and you can look. But whenever it says the ticket is open on Thursday, VIP tickets will be available. Now, your VIP tickets, however, I understand that they are in like a different room. So you show up, there will be someone there to point you to where you pick up your VIP tickets. But you should be able to pick them up Thursday, and I want to say it opens at 2 o'clock. Let me.
I think it opens at noon.
Not on Thursday. I don't think on Thursday. We're going to find out. We're actually going.
I know on Friday it does. I know Friday for sure it's open there.
Oh yeah, but we're actually if the page will load on this slow ass computer that I've got video and everything else going on, we're going to find out Scarefest Expo schedule. And the official answer is Thursday, 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. box office open, and box office open will also include the VIP. Now the times are scheduled for the film festival. That's something if we had time we were going to get to, but I'll go ahead and tell you. Go to thescarefest.com, click on Film Festival, and if you're on a computer, I have this really nifty little tabbed layout where one page shows you what some of the banners and posters, and the second page has the schedule with the times. That is just as simple as I can put it without going at all them. Now if we have time we'll pull it up on the video later in the show, but the film festival schedule is released. It is on the website and it should be locked in, unless they just get a last minute submission that they have to fit on top or bottom of it. None of the times should change on the film festival. FYI. So anyway, Ghost Brothers Ultimate Fan Pack has just went on sale. You do the Ultimate Pack. You get the T-shirt, 8x10 autograph selfie, comes with a line skip, and they are only going to sell those online. Do not think you're going to show up at the con. That's the other thing I was supposed to announce on that. Those will not be for sale at the con. Tobin Bell's Fast Pass Fan Pack. It's not a fan pack. See, now you're confusing things. His Fast Pass, which is a selfie, autograph, and line skip, they're almost sold out, everybody. There won't be, that's another one. You won't get it at the convention. They're hoping to sell out this weekend because there's so few left. And Chris's video just went poof.
I am having problems.
Okay, well. Anyway, there we go. You got him back now. So, but if you were thinking about getting the Fast Pass to Tobin Bell, you better do it tonight because I don't think they'll last through the weekend based on what they've told me. Both ghost hunts, both of the ghost hunts. Now here I do have graphics for this. So I'm actually going to load these graphics. Show stuff. We're going to. Okay, this one will come first. Ghost hunt with the Hollywood Ghost Hunters. Now this is something, even though the Hollywood Ghost Hunters come every year, I don't know. I don't think we've ever done a ghost hunt with them. I do not.
We have not.
I do not remember that. The location has not been announced. They're not going to announce it pretty much until that night. You're going to meet and they're going to say, "Hey, we're driving over." But those are on sale. Also, now this one, I'm sorry, everybody. I think this one is absolutely kicks butt. I love everybody in the Hollywood Ghost Hunters, but let me tell you, I have never seen anybody team up Tennessee Wraith Chasers and the Ghost Brothers. Yeah, I mean, occasionally you'll have like a stray member of Ghost Hunters or somebody go along for the ride. This are two complete teams. Yep. So we got that going on. Now, the reason we're bringing this up is they both have about 20 tickets left. Less than 20 is the number they gave me. So those should be sold out before the show based on that. So if you were contemplating that, that's the thing. A lot of people wait until they get to the show to buy this stuff. They say, well, if I can afford it, whatever. If you want to do it on this in particular, some stuff's only sold online. This we would normally sell at the con, but based on the numbers that they're throwing out there, I cannot imagine them not selling 20 more of these in the next week. That would be because just to watch Kane Hodder, Chris.
Oh my God, Kane and Rick and R.A. and Rick. Not Rick. Who was it? Steve.
Yeah, we got Steve Nappy's going. They never gave me a graphic. That's why he's not on the picture, everybody. But Steve Nappy, you've got pretty much the. I think they're other than some honorary members. I don't even know if they got anybody else. But the point of it is, I hear that Mr. Hodder is quite the hoot on a ghost hunt. So I'm just going to throw that out there. But
they were on Ghost Adventures, with the guys, and so that was a pretty funny episode actually.
So
it was probably a great time.
Now, we're gonna let's get our little side by side up and catch Chris taking a drink. I'll take a drink out of my. That's one thing. Swag bag, Cash Express. I need a fresh cup.
Still got mine from last year.
They I haven't got any in the yard for a while. Anyway, Dr. Chud from the Misfits is headlining the launch party. He's actually got some apparently local musicians that are going to play with him. Yes, he is actually playing. He's not just there shaking hands and being Dr. Chud, which is, I'm just so happy that a musician would go ahead and complete their higher education. But anyway, Dr. Chud from the Misfits headlining the launch party, along with the other 4 bands who she should have listed on this list so that I could quote them all to you. I might pull that up on the website. We have a full bar. Now she says, okay, now I have to change my answer because now they're saying 18 and over. The other thing said all ages. I know it did. So, to get the answer on that, everyone text Layla. Everyone text Layla. If you want someone under 18 in the party, because it has been listed both ways, and I just go by what I'm told. But on Layla's sheet that she gave me, it's 18 and over. So we'll have to get that straightened out. You can get those tickets online. Of course, if you're gold or platinum, you get in the door comped. Comped, I believe is the word. Yeah. Point number 7 on my list of things to do. Wicked Beard's Southern Smackdown Costume Contest, Saturday night. Prejudging will start at 9 p.m. So basically, because Saturday floors open till 9. That's what I thought. So basically, shut the doors on one part, open them on the other part. Prejudging will start at 9 o'clock. That is what I love, Chris, about Saturday at the Scarefest. They talked about moving the and it wasn't, they weren't going to do it this year, but they were talking about flipping the VIP and the costume party. That would, to me, would suck the life out of Saturday.
It would. I mean, you just can't. First, you don't mess with tradition. All right, this is my 6th year. It's always been this way. It's we started the launch party. It was always VIP then costume. I think if you mess with the order, there'd be all sorts of earthquakes and seismic disruptions, and everything goes straight to hell. I mean, there's certain things in this world you don't mess with. That's one of them. They did the right thing.
I like because of my thing is because the crowd is so big on Saturday. Statistically, you're only going to have a certain percentage put on costumes. I think that's safe to say, whatever the percentage is. If you're dealing with a smaller crowd like you have on Friday, which you can't help it. People got jobs. They can't all get there on Friday. So you're going to have fewer costumes. I love the costumes. The costumes, I'm going to say it, the costumes are like, well, okay, I'm not going to put them at the top, but they're in my top 3 things that I love about the Scarefest. You've seen me grab some of the people that are in costume and just
literally,
beg them.
yes,
yes, literally.
In jail.
I am very careful with the ladies though. It was mermaids, I think. The 2 young ladies dressed as zombie mermaids a year or 2 ago.
Yeah.
I went to get my picture taken with them, and I realized because you do the arm around them thing, and I didn't want to do what that bishop did to that singer on at the funeral. But I went to reach, and I realized this is bare skin, and I'm like, I have to. I think actually, if you look closely at the picture, you can see my hands hovering about an inch away from them.
You didn't get the memo on that one. Yeah, that was bare skin.
Well, I wasn't actually sure they were even 18, so that makes it not only double creepy, it makes it a felony. Anyways, I thought I'd put. I think I went too far on that.
Here's what you look forward to. You look forward to Rachel Booth in costume. That's what you look forward to.
I will admit, and they're up the row from us, but I will admit that Rachel. The day I went to a convention with her this spring, and she didn't change clothes all day, and I was sincerely disappointed.
Yeah, she usually does.
Yeah, it's usually about 3 to 4 costume changes a day, but she does come out in some very, very exotic I'd say exotic would be a good choice of
Yeah.
words.
And she and her husband Christopher and Christopher's brother Philip, some of the nicest people you ever want to meet. So when you're there, go and say hello to them. They give out hugs, all that kind of stuff. They're just really super people. But Wes doesn't it? Wes admits it that yes, he likes to see what Rachel dons for costumes.
What I really want to see is I want to see that freaking painting of her they have in the attic, the one that ages as she stays the exact same age since she was like 12. That's the thing I want to see. I want to see that how old that painting is.
The picture of Rachel Gray.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Because she looks exactly like like the day I ever saw her, which was it's just totally freaking me out because I'm getting a little long in the tooth in Scarefest years, let alone in my own years.
Let's see. Tell Rachel about Wes. Okay. Proceed.
What makes you think she's not watching? She's a big fan. She's a big fan of mine, buddy. So,
I'll ask her. I'll text her right now, message them right now and see if they're watching.
They'll have some excuse. Anyway, pre-judging at 9 p.m. Kids Day contest at 1 p.m. Sunday. Layla, you should have wrote. What if I'd have messed it? I knew that was Sunday. Kids Day is Sunday, everybody. There's a separate contest. Although, just to mess with you, kids enter the Saturday night costume and kick ass. I used to do horse shows, and it used to piss me off. They'd have 18 and under, and then they'd have adult classes, to show. And I'd get beat by the same little kid in both classes. I did not think it was fair. So anyway, but the Kids Day costume contest, 1 p.m. Sunday, they got prizes for that. Now, this is something some people's been axing about, as the colloquialism is. Ticket chase. We don't do as many ticket chases as we used to, and that's because when I'm not feeling terribly lazy, I give away plenty of free tickets on here. Lately, I've been feeling lazy, so now that and Brandon told me, he said, we're selling plenty of tickets. You don't need to give any away. Now, but they are going to do a ticket chase. Watch the Facebook pages. I don't even know which page they do that on. I don't know if they do it on the group or the open page. So if you're not a member of the Facebook group page, the Facebook fan group, you might want to join up just in case. But the point is, they do these ticket chases, and what it is, it means somebody had to go to the grocery store usually, and so they can give away tickets while they're there. Now they'll go. They might go to a bar, they might go to a historic location. But the reason I say that, one time it was in Fayette Mall. You just never know. But they're going to do a ticket chase. Basically, they will give you a hint on Facebook. And if you're in that part of town, or if you're not in that part of town, it's like driving, I guess, you can run them down, and they will give you. Now, here's the kicker. Now, I don't know if this will be through the course of the day. I don't know if they'll announce when they're going to do it. They're actually going to give away a gold pass or two. They're going to have a gold pass or two. If they gave me gold passes, people would actually listen to the show, but they don't give me gold passes. But anyway, so but Ticket Chase starts tomorrow. Watch social media for clues on how to snag some weekend passes, and maybe you'll get lucky and get a golden pass. So there's that. Let's go ahead and do our quick commercial break for Mr. Cody Chris Sutton. Everybody, will be right back. And I don't have the software open. So everybody, wait a minute. This takes a minute to load. Let's go. I'll load this. Let's go back to what we were doing.
This is what I get, huh? Yeah, all right.
When we had a storm go through and it turned all my computers off, and I'm used to sitting down and all this just being at my fingertips. There we go.
I have known you too long to believe that one.
No, really, but it's laziness. But okay, now we're ready.
There we go.
Coyote Chris Sutton.
Shamanism,
Spiritual advisement.
paranormal investigations,
Inspirational presentations.
Bringing light to the darkest places for over 20 years. Go to CoyoteChris.com to learn more. Now we have another question from the chat room. Now this is one we get all the time. People private message us. They post it on the pages. They ask it in the chat room. And I understand why you want to know. But everybody, I'm telling everybody this. The question is, what does X celebrity charge for autographs? We have literally no idea. And that is because usually what happens at these conventions, and this is not just Scarefest, the stars show up and they know what they normally get. And they talk to the star next to them and ask him what they're going to charge. And basically, they don't set their prices until they get to the convention. It's weird that way. Generally, autographs will run between $20 and $60. How's that for I'm sure she's on the upper end of it. The question was asked about Elvira. Incidentally, I'm not even comfortable calling her Elvira this year because it implies she'll be in makeup. No, it is Cassandra. Right. Cassandra Peterson will be autographing stuff, but that is, and she'll probably have pictures of Elvira, but she just won't be in makeup herself. But that is it. We get them, and we feel bad because we can't give you a better idea. That used to be something they tried to work out before the convention. That might be why people still ask. Chris, they actually used to, when they were doing the contract negotiations, they would say, "Hey, will you give us, a range?" And it just it slowed the process down so much because your celebrities didn't want to, lowball themselves. Right, yeah. But they did, but at the same time, they didn't want to, blow it out of the water. Oh, I'm charging 60 and everybody else in the building's getting 20. I look like, So anyway, that's the story on that. I wish we had an answer, but we just absolutely do not. And that includes people say, well, so-and-so have so-and-so for sale. They don't tell us. We just usually if they have something special they're going to sell, they will either offer it as a package to us to pre-sell, or they will announce it on their page. About the only thing I know of that's been told this year that's not a pre-sale is they're bringing the doll from the Saw movies, and the guy and the director is going to be sitting there and taking pictures with the doll. That's the only thing, and he's not selling the doll, but that's okay. Question. Somebody says Elvira usually gets around 40, so that's right in the middle of what I said. How about the shuttles for the Wicked World? Because my understanding is because the convention now has moved up, I'm not even sure Wicked World will be open that weekend. Isn't that what we discussed when he was on the show? I don't have an answer for that. That would be something. It was Jeremy Kinley, I believe, was the gentleman's name. But you could that is something you could post on the Facebook group and see if they have an answer on, or on the Facebook main page. That is something that I have not been made privy to. But I think because we've moved the convention up so early, thanks to the convention center wanting to start tearing itself down, that I don't think that's even going to be an issue this year. Now the laser tag, that I knew that question would come up, that is still up in the air. They still have it blocked off on the map. I want to say that they are still showing it on the Scarefest map. I have not talked to Brandon lately to find out if we've had updates, but what happened is we had it all planned out, we had everything nailed down, and the convention center started messing with where and how we could do it. And honestly, I do not know if that's another one to put up in the group for the higher ups. I'm way down here. The higher ups will have to answer that, but we will try. If you'll post that in one of the Facebook pages, we will try to get an answer on that. That was something actually I should have found out before now. Because I was aware they were having problems, and so it is something that we absolutely want to do, but nothing else has. But because of the convention center fire codes, basically they said we couldn't do it. That we couldn't do it where they originally told us we could. Then they said, well, you can do it over here, but oh, by the way, over here we'd have to charge everybody like $100 a pop to walk through it. So they were working on that. In other words, if they wanted it on the right out in the middle of the convention floor is the only place they told us we could. So they were negotiating that. Photo ops. Photo ops I'm not going to go through them, everybody. They're for sale. Go to thescarefest.com. Just click buy. Everything's on the website, but from the website you just have to click again. So click buy, go through the photo ops, go ahead and get those because sometimes they sell out before the convention on your bigger stars. Elvira will probably sell out because where she's only doing the one. A lot of times when you spread them out over 2 days, you know, you can. There's more, in other words, there's more time involved, more opportunity to get your photo op done. But where she's only doing the one, I'd say hers are going to. Well, there it is. Matter of fact, and Tobin's almost sold out too, because they only allocate so much time to take them away from their booth. So the photo ops are in limited availability. So on those two in particular, if you were thinking about those, they didn't list any others here that are almost sold out. But I do want to bring it to your attention, everyone, that Cassandra Peterson. That's just one of those things. And Tobin Bell, photo ops. Now, we're going to make through this just in time. The seminar and panel schedule. There is a copy on the website. It is in flux. I believe the proper term is flux. And
yep.
I say that word all the time. How about you, Chris?
I know when we're on the schedule, but you know, we'll know when we get there. Maybe. Because I talked to Amber about, sometimes people cancel at the last minute and they have to shuffle stuff around, and it happens to her. I mean, I'm on call for doing a second presentation because this happens. Stuff comes up, or people get drunk and don't show up, or whatever, and all of a sudden you've got to change the schedule and add things and move things around.
Quick question from the chat room, just so I don't forget to answer it. You can use the ticket on your phone. That's the one thing they were amazed how well it worked. Last year, I think, was the first year they tried the little thing you wave in front of the scanner. And what they're going to do this year, though, because they don't have enough scanners to put at everybody's table, you'll walk up, you'll scan it, they'll hand you the appropriate pass, you go back, you hand it to whoever. But yes, you do not have to print it out if you've got it on your phone. Your passes will work off your phone. It worked without a single glitch, is my understanding, last year. So that will not be a problem. The panel schedule, back to that. We've booked some late celebrities. We've had a lot of people ask for panels from some of the celebrities that were not necessarily booked. So they're still trying to decide whether or not they've done all the panel discussions that they want to do. As Chris mentioned, speakers canceled at the last minute. We've got this year. This year they did listen to me and actually have a backup list of speakers, people that are going to be there that only have like one presentation or no presentations or whatever. But it should not change a lot. But I will tell you to keep an eye on that this week. I don't think the final version will be out until Monday. I know that's something Amber was saying that she was working on this weekend, was to get that nailed down. And I wish they would get it nailed down, Chris, because I have changed that son of a bitch like 6 times already, where they keep adding panels and stuff. So, the seminar and panel schedule should be out this weekend, and I made it through the list. So we're going to look through the chat rooms here real quick and see if anybody has any last minute questions. But I timed that pretty damn good, if I do say so myself.
That was pretty good for off the cuff, yeah.
And but I guarantee you they're going to want, now that they got they officially have Kathleen Kinmont and our Jeffrey Combs. I guarantee you somebody's going to want a Reanimator, or Bride of Reanimator panel. So, that's the kind of things that is the reason this is still in flux, everybody. So I'm trying to, I hate Facebook. I absolutely hate Facebook. Why can they make it work so well on the phone and you put it on a computer and it's just like having a cow. It's like having a cow sit on your desk.
Yep.
And now, some things that the casual visitor might not realize. The VIP party. Now, that's the big shindig of the weekend. Of the 3 days, 4 if you count the lunch party on Thursday, that's the one everybody wants to go to. And yes, I saw somebody ask, platinum and gold. Otherwise, unless you have a table, you're screwed. Table, platinum, gold, and staff. Staff don't have table. Okay, but you get the point. No, you can't buy a 3-day pass and expect to get in the VIP party. All of those celebrity pre-sales. Now, the reason I say it like that, somebody actually asked today, and I understand it's a fair question for somebody not familiar with the convention, but the celebrity pre-sales that you see on the website, those are based on you having a ticket. So in other words, you can buy all the Tobin Bell Fast Passes you want, and if you don't buy a ticket, you wasted your money because you can't get in the building. So I just want to make sure everybody understands that. Of course, the people that would be listening to me would understand.
Now, there's one thing I want to bring up too. This happened last year. I know it'll be the same thing, but I want anybody who's going to the VIP party to be aware of this. Last year, make sure you did not bring firearms, brass knuckles, knives, anything else into the VIP party. They had people out there with scanners and wants, and they patted you down. Now, I had a whole pockets full of stuff. I had to dump on the sidewalk, stick my arms up in the air, and suffer through being patted down. So, this is my advice to everybody. Travel lightly. Do not carry anything mail. If you have to bring keys, that's fine. If you don't need your car keys, if you're taking a shower, leave them back in the hotel. Just travel as light as you can. Otherwise, you're going to be standing there for a while while they dump your pockets out. That's just a public service announcement from Scarefest Radio.
Chris, I'm just going to tell you, if you can't hold the stuff in your pocket in your hand, you got too much shit in your pockets.
Well, I had too much shit in my pockets. I'm not the only person in the world who has too much shit in their pockets.
Well, okay, I'll grant you that.
It's a public service announcement. I'm just telling the folks out there that.
Yeah. It was the first time they'd done it. This is the same building, so I'm going to assume there's a very good chance that we will have that. So, yeah. So, in other words, be careful with your costumes. And have your ID. That is one thing they were sticklers for, even though they wanted to keep their liquor license, basically.
Well, yeah, they carded my old ass too. I mean, shoot, they carded me, then they're gonna card everybody.
I'm quite flattered when I get carded. I love it. I love to get carded.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like.
Listen, they card everybody at Walmart. Okay.
They card me for cigarettes. That's it. I'm like, if you can't tell by looking at me that I've been smoking for 40 years. No, Jake, you cannot bypass the cavity search. And okay, everybody, I think that's all we got. I wish I could get a better handle on the Facebook chat, but it is just like scrolling by very, very slowly. So if I missed your questions, I'm sorry. Post them on Facebook. We're trying to get them answered. There are 3 of us that go through there once, twice a day and try to find the questions. Private messaging is a little over the top for a question that you think somebody else might want the answer to. Once again, to recap the important points of the show. You got another one? What about the drink thing for the VIP? Drink responsibly, Eric. And besides, you got to spend all your money for me. What's the difference? The drink thing. You will get a drink ticket with your VIP pass. It'll be in your swag bag. I'm assuming Platinums get 2. And it might be more than 1. I don't know. But there are drink tickets. There will be drink specials. So you get 1 for free and then you're on your own. If you have a VIP ticket. There are but the liquor sponsors, Brown Foreman, Jack Daniels, Old Number 7, and El Jimador. I had to remember how to say it. El Jimador.
Jimador.
Guess who's drinking screwdrivers all weekend, buddy?
I'll lay you off the rum now.
No, but if by golly, if they got drink specials and they were so kind as to sponsor us, I am a corporate man, and I want them to feel appreciated, and so I am going to drink the hell out of screwdrivers, which is
you would drink Decon rat poison if it was on special, if it was one of the sponsors.
Be that as it may, Decon is not a sponsor, so you can suck it. So there.
I'm merely approving the fact that you are a corporate whore, like I am being tonight as well. So yes, I approve.
Okay.
Let's have a double rat poison.
So whatever it takes.
Don't you dare look indignant over there. I see you.
I'm great at looking indignant, everybody. I'm great at it. No, I will. But no, I'm not a big whiskey drinker. Although I have to admit, I do every now and then a little Jack Daniels Old Number 7 goes down pretty good. But Eric Morrison, to answer your question, yes, you still do have to buy me liquor. Everybody else, you're invited to buy me liquor. Try not to kill me, as has been done in the past. So warn me what's in the glass. But other than that, I hope everybody has a great time this year. TheScarefest.com. If you don't already have your passes, you want to get them. It's going to be a hell of a ride, people. Jeffrey Combs from Reanimator. Probably the biggest last-minute celebrity announcement in the history of the Scarefest. I'm guessing. And Chris goes blank. Do you remember anybody bigger?
I can think of another one, but it was last minute. But we had Ghost Adventures one year last minute. But for the horror guys, yeah.
Ghost Adventures at the last minute? I don't remember that.
It's pretty close to that. About 3 years ago when we had them. It was pretty. It might have been like a month away. But
it was a month away, yeah. Because what you're talking about, it was.
I'm not talking about last night's Scarefest, but yeah, it was for that type.
2 years ago, 3 years ago, they had nobody booked paranormal until like 30 days before, and the last 30 days, apparently, everybody in the paranormal industry decided they had nothing better to do, and they all booked at like 30 days before, but I don't think it was a week. I do not think it was 7 days.
No, it wasn't. You're quite right. It was about a month. Yeah, but yeah, I agree. So far as magnitude of this kind, you're correct. It's probably the biggest last night announcement we've had.
And the question is, all 3 days for Jeffrey Combs. All I can tell you is I have not been told differently. Because I just did the banner today. We just released the banner tonight. The banner was done today. Nobody said any limitations on him, so I'm going to stick my neck out and say, as far as I know, that's a pretty safe thing to say. Because that reminds me and one of the nice people that volunteer a lot. We got hung out to dry on the Wraith Chasers because I'm going to kick Chad Morin's butt. They had told us, okay, we lost, Porter couldn't make it. He had a wedding and a business engagement, and so he had already booked the weekend. Well, then we found out, but when we found out, we screwed up, and we actually said it was only going to be a Cup Mike and Steve. And then, so we got that straightened out. So then they started asking this week, their TV show premieres that Friday night, and it's live. They said, how can they do that? Well, we said, well, the con ends at 9. The show premieres at 10. They'll probably leave early, but yeah, there's no problem. And then yesterday morning, we get the official word that there's a problem. So we did, so things like that, but otherwise we have not been told any different on that. So just watch the Facebook page. But as far as I know, everything is copacetic. Everybody, this has been Scarefest Radio. It's going to be a fun time. Thanks everybody for watching tonight, and my wife is answering questions in the chat room, so I'm going to try to find the end credits. And
okay, while you're doing that, Eric Morrison, how come you're not buying me drinks, huh? Why are you just buying West drinks, Eric?
Because Sutton, you fall asleep before he gets generous.
Coyote Chris Sutton.
Shamanism.
Spiritual advisement.
Paranormal investigations.
Inspirational presentations.
Bringing light to the dark.
Okay. That was